That's why I'm thinking so much more now. Is this going to hurt me? No, that I'm doing it. Is this going to hurt other people? Really, you have to think about that second one. Don't just think on it for a day. Think on it for a week. Is this going to hurt other people? How are other people going to process this? And if it's a no, if it's not going to hurt them, then do it. But if it's a yes,
wow,
why are we doing it?
This video is really just a fantastic conversation between me and the T. Tiffany came on board probably a couple of months ago, back at the first of 2021, to help with putting together videos and stuff like that. She is a phenomenal young lady, and she has such great perspective. It's just a perfect fit for me. I'm very grateful that she's here. We just started a conversation this morning, and I just thought it was so good that we're just going to set it off as a kind of like an interview, even though it's not really an interview. It's more like just a conversation. So, man, I hope you enjoy this. Fascinating young lady. And let me introduce to you Tiffany Crook.
I was thinking last night that I'm going to start my own YouTube channel.
That's what I'm talking about.
I really think so.
That's great. What are you going to talk about?
I was going to do like dinner, and I was going to eat and talk.
Dinner?
Yeah.
Dinner and a movie?
Yeah.
Dinner and a Tiffany?
But I guess people don't like to watch other people eat. Maybe they find that gross.
Really?
Maybe they do. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me. But I was thinking just doing like a cocoa time and just have my little cup of hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Since
you are Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking about
Cocoa time.
I don't know. Maybe if no one really cares about my opinions, maybe I'll still have a log of how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
In my process of how I'm thinking right now. Because I've noticed, and I don't know when I noticed it, but I've noticed that my thought process now is way different from last year, Tiff.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
And I don't know what's changed. I couldn't tell you.
Job?
Maybe graduation.
Graduation?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
New apartment.
Here it comes.
You know what I mean? I don't know what's changed, but it's like a complete 180 for me on how I feel about certain things and how I think and like how I process stuff. I tend to think more, I guess, about certain things before I just jump right into them.
Like you're more considerate?
Yeah, like
or what does that mean? What do you mean you thinking
I've
about
noticed like before I do anything, like big or small, I tend to like ask myself like, is this going to hurt me? And if it's a no, then I'll do it. And then I'm going to think, is this going to hurt other people? And if it's a no, then I'll do it. And I guess I used to not think about that. I kind of used to dive in, and then if it like hurt me later,
right.
I was like, I'm okay.
Okay.
Or if it hurt other people, I was just like, I guess I'm just more thoughtful about everything now.
That's that. Are you seeing consequences?
I guess
to
so.
your actions?
Yeah.
Like you're starting to really.
Yeah. Like maybe I'm looking further down the line about what this decision will do to me in 5 years, maybe. And maybe last year I just wasn't. Like I was just thinking about, is this going to make me feel good for like the next couple months?
Yeah.
Now I'm doing stuff.
Graduate.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Graduate.
I think maybe I was thinking that way all through college though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody thinks that way through college.
True.
I thought that way through college. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I really did not care.
Yeah.
What was, if I'm just getting to out of school, and then we'll figure it out after that. But I've just got to get a diploma. Yeah. Is where I was at.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's where I was at too. But I know that my thought process completely changed from like high school Tiff to college Tiff too. And I don't know if that big adjustment going from,
really?
college, having to grow up a little bit, kind of living on my own. Like
right.
Mom and Steve were still there.
Exactly.
100%. But it was different. Yeah. But it was still different. But now I'm like completely on my own. Do you know what I mean? I know I still have family. I'm definitely not completely on my own. Maybe I should rephrase that. But I feel, I guess my independence has came. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to go do something tonight, I could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to ask nobody.
Right. You can just leave and go to the beach.
Right.
You could leave and fly to the country.
But I'm not. I'm really thinking about all of my actions.
Yeah.
And really thinking about, how's this going to make me feel in 5 years? Or maybe how's this going to make me feel when I have a kid or when I find somebody and I get married? I you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. My thoughts just changing, and I just feel like maybe if I can, you know, whether it's successful or not, I've also learned that too, is I'd rather do something and fail than not do something at all.
Bingo.
So I'm really thinking about just jumping into it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it fails, it's still a backlog for me. So I can look back and be like, wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
A backlog.
Yeah, like I was really thinking that, and here I am 10 years later, and I don't think that no more. Or maybe I do still think that. Maybe that was...
Validation.
I don't know, but I'm just thinking about doing that.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's not only a great idea, I think it's a huge, great idea. I wish when YouTube came out that probably there was something tweaked in the back of my mind that said, hey, you know, you should probably, I mean, step out there. What do you got to lose? But out of fear, nah. Or maybe I'm not going to get the, what do you call it? It's not the adulation, but it's the confirmation maybe. Maybe nobody likes my crap. Right. Who cares?
Who cares?
Do it.
If you feel it's right, you know what I mean, and you want to do it mainly for yourself. Yeah.
Well, and see, there's no collateral damage on that either.
Right.
Like if you're posting stuff to YouTube, unless you're doing something really hateful, there's no collateral damage. It's just a win-win for you,
for me,
and possibly for somebody else.
Right.
You know, they go, hey, that's what I was doing that last week.
Yeah.
And Coco sipped it out and here's what she did, and here's how she was thinking. Holy crap, I'm not alone.
Right.
I love that one.
That's good.
Yeah, because
if you can touch somebody and make them feel like they're not the only one thinking that or feeling that.
Huge.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a minute, though, because I need to obviously get my couch. My couch is still not here. But I was thinking about doing it on my couch.
Yeah.
Just sitting. I mean, just real raw.
Yeah, you need to start out before you get the couch. Like, you probably ought to start tonight.
Where, in my floor?
Yeah, in the floor, because this is...
With my iPhone.
Here I am, with my iPhone. And then the next thing is, hey, here comes the couch. Now we graduated the couch.
I have somewhere to sit.
I got an end table to put my cocoa on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and start.
Just do it.
Yeah. That's the thing that, what's the saying? That perfection, something to the effect of perfection is the laziest thing you can do. And it's really counterintuitive. Yeah. But if you're waiting on perfection, that it's a cop-out. Perfection's usually a cop-out to actually doing something. Mm-hmm. You know, and the best is the enemy of the good, or something like that. You know, one of those old sayings. Yeah. But if you're waiting on the best, you can just keep on waiting.
Gonna be waiting a while.
A while.
A while. It's nice to have someone positive, you know, like giving feedback. Like I was talking to my friend about it yesterday, and that's who I told the idea about eating, and she was like, people may be a tad grossed out by you eating. Yeah. And like just seeing someone eat. But I mean, when I thought about it, I don't get grossed out. Yeah. But whoever's watching it might. So if I'm just drinking some cocoa,
everybody's good with
that. That eliminates that grossness. So I ain't got to worry about that. You should really trademark that. Do you want the sound?
No, yours is going to be good. Yours will be better because that's your cocoa. Mm-hmm. That's good. Man, that's awesome. All right. Well, you ought to, matter of fact, you ought to cut this and put it on your...
you think?
Yeah, this is my launch. Here's my launch party.
And then the next video is just me sitting in my floor, completely different.
Yes, that is so good. Sitting there.
Hello.
This is me on my floor, starting my channel. Yes, that's it.
That's good stuff.
This is the launch. This is the launch party right here.
I will. Did somebody say Jell-O?
Yeah. Oh, and dude, let me come over and sip cocoa with you. I'm not going to drink cocoa though. But,
that would be fun. Yeah. I would like to know your thoughts. Like besides the motivation stuff, I would really like to know your thoughts about certain things. Mm-hmm. I think maybe one of my main topics is going to be like, I'm not a feminist. I don't want to claim to be one.
Gotcha.
But I do feel that women are considered less in certain areas. I just do. I'm definitely not a feminist, and I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, ooh, feminists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I would like to hear your opinion on some of those topics. Because some of that stuff, like, I'll just be thinking, I really hate wearing makeup. I really hate it. Like, I hate it with a passion. That's how much I mean, and I don't hate a lot of things.
Yeah.
I really hate wearing makeup.
Yep.
And I was talking to my friend. It was on the same topic about the YouTube channel. I was like, it is completely stupid to me that in order for a woman to look professional,
Yep.
she has to have on heels. She
Yep.
has to wear a dress. She has to wear makeup. I said, a man can just show up straight out of the shower with his little shirt on, as long as he
With
maybe
his towel on.
Yes, as long as he maybe has like on a collared shirt.
Yeah.
He is fine.
Yep.
And he is considered the most professional person in the room.
Pro.
But if I were to look like this, I look homeless, or, you know, like I'm not supposed to be there.
Right.
And I just don't think that that's, and I don't know why society has put that on us, and I wish they wouldn't, because now I feel that way, and I feel like if I don't wear makeup, and hopefully over this YouTube journey, I will get to where I don't feel those certain ways.
Right.
I'm hoping that that kind of also pushes me out of my comfort zone a little.
Yeah.
And maybe it will. But I mean, that's some of those topics like that I feel just specifically women
Right.
maybe can connect to.
Right.
But I'd love to hear your point of view on stuff like that. Not all about,
Yeah.
you know, feminists or anything, but I
Right.
mean, just topics like that. Stuff that I think about on the daily that you probably don't think about.
Actually, I do. Because
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because I'm married to a woman.
True. You got a lot of women in your life.
And I just tell her, that, you know, I tell her all the time, I'm so glad that I'm a man. Watching her get ready
Right.
for wherever we're going or whatever we're doing. I'm talking about I can be spot on, in especially if I've had my hair cut down where I don't really have to do anything with that mess. 3.5 minutes, maybe, you know. I can floss and be 5 minutes out the door.
Not a woman.
Nope. Bless her heart. She ain't even got her hair dry. And, you know, because you got all this.
That's another thing, your hair too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I tell her all the time.
I mean, it's a task.
Yeah.
It is
just to go. But I wonder where some of that comes from. Like, I know a lot of it's societal, but a lot of it is competition, I think, probably between
You
women.
think?
Yeah. Because if one of them wears a 6-inch heel and I got attention in the group,
Right.
hey, wonder if I could go with 8-inch.
That's
Is that even possible?
That is another thing. I am not a competitive person at all. Hands down, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I never will be.
Right.
And I wish everyone was like that. I understand.
Non-competitive?
Yes. And I understand being competitive in some ways, and I understand it is good to win. And I feel good when I win. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do not care if you beat me. I do not care. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I never feel resentful of anything, and I wish more women specifically and everyone else would feel that way.
Yeah.
It is definitely good to win. Definitely, you know, strive to win. But at the same time, if you don't, why don't you be happy for that other person that just won and just beat you?
Yeah.
Like,
Sore
why don't you
losers.
say, good job, like, good to you, like, and what can we do? What can we change up here that'll make us feel good about saying, good job, I don't feel like I need to compete with you. I don't feel like I need to be above you. I feel like we can be the same, or I can be a little bit less than you, and I can still be good, and we can still be friends, and everything can be good.
I think you find that a lot at the highest levels of competition, and really when it's not team sports. And some teams hate each other and that kind of thing, and some people just really, you grate on my nerves, and we just happen to be the two elite competitors, and I'm just going to hate you because I don't like you anyway. But I've seen several times, and it gives you a sense of, wow, whenever you see two competitors like in a boxing ring where it's one-on-one. And after it's all over and one guy just knocked the snot out of somebody else, that they go over and hug each other's neck. And like, I understand you gave it your all. And you understand I gave it my all, and I was coming to give you everything I had.
Yeah.
And you beat me. Touche.
Yeah.
Now I look, oh my
that concept,
gosh.
I wish that could be applied, though, to literally everything. Just like you said about women wearing heels. Do you know what I mean? Like, why? Why are we competing? You know what I mean? Like, just do your best. Just show up and give what you have to offer.
Right.
And feel, I don't know, maybe that's self-reflection. Maybe you need to feel something needs to change within so you feel 100% confident, so you don't have to feel like you have to be better than this person over here. I don't know what needs to change, but maybe over the course of this, maybe I can figure something out.
Yeah.
Or
come up with some answers on
maybe
stuff. Yeah. That's just such a complicated thing. Competition and how you get there, because you never know where somebody's coming from. I found that out to be, you can think one thing because of just that framing, me framing you and what your potential is and who you are in my frame of reference. Dude, it could be totally wrong. Like, it could be so far off base because I don't know who you are. So when we get into a situations where I'm comfortable in 6-inch heels and you show up with 8, this has something to do with how you were treated as a kid. This has something to do with, they picked on you when you were in grade school. Like, it can be a whole lot of different stuff that just twist and tweaks that I always have to win. If I'm not number 1, I'm 0. Yeah. And people get it bent into thinking that.
Yeah, you're right. That has a lot to do maybe with your childhood, maybe how you were raised and stuff. But we need to figure something out
to unwind some of that.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are not the product of your mom and dad. I mean, you physically are, but you aren't. Do you know what I mean? Their beliefs do not have to be yours.
Correct.
And that was hard for me. That little topic, that was hard for me to get through. And I think I kind of blossomed through that in high school. Like, my parents are divorced. So people say, people who come from divorced household, they say, I come from a broken home. I absolutely hate that. I hate that with a passion.
I would too.
I did not come from a broken home. And I used to think that. I used to think that their, like, split up made me less of a person.
Wow.
And it doesn't. I did not come from a broken home.
Right.
I didn't. I come from a separated home. They were separated.
Yeah.
But they loved me, and they...
You came from 2 homes.
Yes. They...
Not broken.
No.
They were just 2 separate homes. Yeah.
None of it was broken. Right. Maybe I felt like it was for a second, but I mean, man, once it clicked in my head, and I couldn't tell you what it was. I wish. Maybe over this course, I can look back and try to reflect and find it. Yeah. Because if I could show that to somebody that's in a broken home and they feel that way, to get them out of it, because that's tough stuff.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's powerful to pull somebody away from, and golly, man, all the things, like if you hear something over and over and over again, it winds up being falsely true. Right. Even if it's not true, it winds up being true in your own head. And that whole broken home thing, that's the way we refer to
literally
children
everyone
from a broken home, from a broken home.
And you're not.
Because then you're broken.
Right.
Not the home. Then you internalize.
Yes, I am less.
I'm broken.
I am less because of my parents separating.
Wow.
Their separation really had nothing to do with me. And it takes a lot for the kids to see that. Right. It had nothing to do with me. That's just how they felt. And it's worked out. It has worked out for the better for both of them.
Right.
But I had to sit and I had to do a lot of self-reflection to realize that circumstance did not define who I was, and it was not defined in how I was feeling. And I mean, I thought it was for a while too, but it wasn't. Like,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's one of those things where you have my frame of reference is confined. That's not my experience.
Right.
That's not my experience.
Right.
My mom and dad always were together. Now, if we could probably talk to me, Mom and Papa both, there are probably certain times where they would be like, we weren't together. Right. We were in the same house, but we weren't together. But, I mean, that's just the way it is with every separated relationship. Yeah. Right. They weren't divorced or moved apart.
So your thought process about that is totally different from mine.
Totally different. I have no reference.
Right.
I have no frame of reference. It's my bunch that have their mom and dad were married that came up with the whole broken home thing. Really, they did. The people that had no frame of reference, else they would have never said that, because they would have known how it was feeling,
how you were really processing.
Exactly.
I would have never come up with that, because that can really get somebody down.
Yeah.
And it's really not even on the parents. Right. They can split up and be fine. It's the kids that think that something is wrong with them, that they feel a certain way because they're in a broken home.
Right.
And that's just crazy.
Yeah. And how do they, and I guess depending on what age it is,
yeah,
what age that happens is when it, and a lot of times, man, to get people apart, it's actually better. Mm-hmm. Like, they need to be separated. Mm-hmm. That it's toxic, that for whatever reason something's gone south and it cannot be reconciled. The best thing you can do is
separate,
to move apart. Mm-hmm. That's the best thing. Mm-hmm. Then maybe you can be friends again and just keep this thing separated. But that's such good insight on how that. Never thought about the word broken home. Yeah. It being such a detriment. And
I don't really know what it did to Mom. I don't really know how her thought was it. Maybe I could ask her, because I'm sure she heard it. That she had to have heard something like that when she got divorced.
Right.
She had to have heard something.
Sure.
People talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nowadays people aren't afraid to say something to your face.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she heard something. So I'd love to know how she personally felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, up until high school, that's how I felt.
Man.
Yeah.
And then you just get to a point and you go, I mean, what do you get? You get to a point you become apathetic, like you just say, screw this? Or do you get to a point and you go, this is okay. Everybody else is wrong.
Right. And that's hard to see. That's hard to realize, is that what you've been told all your life can actually be wrong. It's not all the time wrong, but if someone's, it could be wrong. Mm-hmm. We don't always need to just go by stuff that happened 20 years ago. We don't always need to listen to that. Sometimes it's good to take some of that and reflect on it and then process it into something new.
Yeah. And it's not even necessarily that somebody that would say, you're from a broken home. Mm-hmm. They did, probably the intention was not, Tiff, you're broken.
Right.
But your perception of what was, they're saying your mom and dad are divorced. And you're going, my crap is broken.
Right.
The words matter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking so much more now. Is this going to hurt me? No, that I'm doing it. Is this going to hurt other people? Really, you have to think about that second one. Don't just think on it for a day. Think on it for a week. Is this going to hurt other people? How are other people going to process this? And if it's a no, if it's not going to hurt them, then do it. But if it's a yes,
wow,
why are we doing it?
Yeah. Change the word.
Right. Just change it. It doesn't have to be broken, separated, anything else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Someone just didn't think long enough on that. Right. They just kind of spit it out there. Mm-hmm. And you have to think.
Oh, and broken home does sound,
it's catchy.
It is catchy. And it's negative.
Yes.
And
divorce is
separated
negative.
home, that's too many syllables.
Right.
And it doesn't flow well if I say you're separated or you have two homes, right. Or, all
broken.
That. Broken.
It's broken.
Broken home. Yeah, that looks much better on a report. That's much easier clickbait, which all that was before clickbait.
Right, but still.
Still. Negativity sells, man. The headline of the newspaper, broken homes up 20%.
I wish it didn't, though.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I really wish it didn't.
Right. And that's, I guess it's everyone's responsibility. It's my responsibility to try to eliminate as much stupid negativity. Right. You got to be real careful about how you say anything. You're Mr. Positive. Yeah, well, sometimes things are literally negative. Right. Sometimes they're literally neither. Right. They're just neutral. This is what it is. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they're positive. glass half empty, glass half full, or just a glass with some water in it.
Right.
So
you don't always have to be like super happy and super positive.
Yeah, no.
It is definitely okay to have your negative moments, and it's okay to think about those things, but you cannot dwell in it.
Absolutely.
And then you cannot put that negativity on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling pretty down today, then feel down. Have your feelings. But don't try to shove that on someone else. Right. And then don't try to bring that again tomorrow. Have your day, but then come morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, well, I know exactly what you mean. Like if I'm having a bad day, first thing I'm going to do is kick the dog. Now the dog's having a bad day. And then the next person I'm going to get it up to, now are you having a bad day? Okay, good. Now then, misery loves company. Right. And it's just the perpetual that. And you're just spreading.
And that's just awful. Like really just check yourself for a second and acknowledge that you're having a bad day, but try not to shove that on somebody else. Man, I mean, really. Have your bad day, but Lord, keep it on you. Yeah.
Well, see, that's just one little facet of it. And now then everybody knows that if it's negative, then it's selling. Well, now then not only you got folks that are going to just act like that because that's how they like to act. Mm-hmm. Now then people are going to sell. They know that this thing sells. So let's promote it, let's promote it here. And then that's all you hear. It's all you hear. I had a whole, 2016, 17, somewhere around in there, while I was watching all the stuff on Trump getting elected and all that stuff. It was ridiculous. I went into a system. I guess my cortisol levels were massively high because I went into a freak out. I thought I was dying every day. It was very, very strange and unusual for me because I'm usually like working out, health, eating right, doing. But man, it was a really stressful time, and it was just from the level of negativity flowing into me. I watched TV. I was watching Fox News and CNN, and like I was flipping back and forth and seeing all the sides of everything that was going on, and just the overarching, oh my God, everything is going down. Right. It's over. It's over. And
you can't be taking that stuff in every day.
No, and then flip over to the Weather Channel, and nobody's saying it's sunny. Superstorm something. The hurricane is going to kill us all. Like it's just ridiculous, and it's all negative. And it had pushed me to where I couldn't zero. I couldn't get back, and heart palpitations and like a physical manifestation of something going on.
I mean, you were probably feeling very anxious. You know,
all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. Yeah. Somehow we have to find a happy medium where we can still consume that stuff, but we can also reflect on it and be like, okay, that's pretty bad. Yeah. But also, here's another handful of things that are really, really good. Yeah. And these handful of things, they're going to keep me going.
You turn on the TV, though, and it's all negative, no positive. Like, I don't know of anything. You can get in reality TV, I guess, or you can flip on YouTube now. Maybe that's why people are flocking out of NBC, ABC, CBS, all your national news networks. Yeah. Maybe that's why they're flipping off of there and they're going to, I can actually go find Coco's channel, and all she's talking about is like, problems I've had and how do I resolve it?
And search something up that you know.
Good stuff. Just funny.
Yep.
just funny.
6 minutes of a goat screaming and fainting.
Right. Yeah. Right. Put me in a good mood. I'm all, release my good neurotransmitter. It's all good. Good conversation. Yeah. Good conversation. It's good to know where people come from, how they're, that's probably why Joe Rogan's channel is so popular. His podcast and his YouTube channel and all that. And all these guys that interview people and just talk back and forth. And his is more like, 2 hours of
this is really long.
Just random conversation about stuff. And, hey, what do you think about this? And, hey, what do you think about that? But it's all very honest. It's like we're not going anywhere. Right. So he never – what I really love is that he never is leading – like he comes in with, I'm going to trap this person into this place because this is going to sell. If I can get them to say that they're an atheist, that'll sell. He never does that. No. It's a conversation. And we're just talking through possibility, you know. And that's why he could have Donald Trump on the online, which I don't know if he ever did, but he could have Ben Shapiro. There's your high-end, you know, they say he's a right-wing conservative. So Shapiro, or you can have Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Like,
complete opposites.
Exactly. And far, far either way. But who cares?
Right.
We're just having a conversation. If we can't have conversations, I can't ever see your frame of reference.
Right.
I can't ever understand that broken is broken.
Yeah.
But if we start talking about it, we can.
Yeah. Helps you understand. Helps
me understand. And it helps you understand.
Right.
Oh, there was never an intention.
Right.
But, hey, we need to bend this and not do that, because you got some folks coming up that their minds can't even comprehend that. All they know is it's painful right now, and I keep hearing broken.
Yeah.
Broken. So this pain must be broken. Yeah. That's not it.
That's not it. That's not it at all. But when you're young, and I mean, it took me till high school to realize that.
Right.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be hearing that and feeling that.
Right. We don't even know anything about the brain. You know, science wants to say that we really do, but we got no idea at the complexity and the magnificence of the brain, and how little things like that there are certain wirings of your personality that are not changing.
Right.
Like they're just not going to change. You will have a certain set of framework in there based on adolescence to when you discovered, hey, broken doesn't really mean broken. You're going to have a frame of reference. You can always spin it to your benefit, though. Like it's not just this is going to make me crash and burn. Those specific things that are wired in there from a pain, from a wrong, can always be turned and say, now then, I have you have the perspective. You have a perspective that I cannot bring to the table on something. And it's just, oh man, it gives me chills to think about it, because those things, the things that have happened to us, my experience, your experience, if we can all get to the point to where it's not a detriment to us, but I have a frame of reference now that I can convey to you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It spins us up. It spins us up. We move forward. We get better. Yeah. We don't fall off in the hole.